received a new bike to review, and this is brand new. They just launched these, and this is the Embark. It's an adult bike with 27.5 inch wheels. Embark's actually the model. The brand, that's new too. This is from CYCLEKids. CYCLEKids.bike. The CYCLEKids model is to be a brand that provides all the bike needs from a kid's first balance bike all the way up to adulthood. Or another way to look at it is that the whole family can all have the bike that they need, all from the same company. And their launch lineup is 6 bikes, from the 12-inch balance bike up to the 27.5-inch Embark. That's the one they sent me to review. Here you can see that the Embark's marketed at adults or teens 14 and over, and it comes in 2 colors. There's a black, the one that I received, and there's also a silver. This is a step above big box because CYCLEKids is a direct-to-consumer brand, so you pay a little more, and with that, you get more info on what you're buying, complete with the bike's full geometry and a complete set of specs listing all the bike's components. I'd love to share with you the unboxing experience, but they rushed me an early review unit, so I didn't get all the packaging and all the accessories and tools and such. Though I did get this, a life manual. This has information on assembly and maintenance and cycling in general. It's full color on thick cardstock, and this gives me a hint at what the full retail experience would be like. Fully assembled, the bike itself is nice. The finish is matte black with red and silver detail. And some of the components, they're a bit more aggressive than I was expecting, at least from a brand named CYCLEKids. Like the short and low-rise stem, that's paired with a low-rise bar. That gives the bike a very aggressive look and very familiar look. Like the Raleigh Redux, which is an urban assault bike. Those low-rise bars are 31.8mm diameter and the width is 685mm. For grips, they went with lock-ons, but these aren't standard round lock-ons. They have a contour that kind of bulges a bit in the middle. It's pretty comfortable. There's also a trigger shifter, it's Shimano, and alloy Tektro brake levers. These work the mechanical disc brakes on the front and the rear. And the wheels, they're also quick release, both front and rear. The head tube's set up for a straight steer, 1 1/8 inch, and the fork is an alloy rigid. This helps keep the weight low. For tires, they selected Kenda small block 8s. These are 27.5 by 1.95. And I like small block 8s. I have them on a gravel bike, and I'm happy to see them here. And the wheels themselves, you'll see these have a rim braking surface, and on a disc brake equipped bike, that's usually a cheap out. So I asked them why they went this route, and they said they selected these for the silver accent. They gave parity across their bike lineup. And they went out of their way to let me know that these were quality double wall and lightweight, not your standard big box wheel. There are other choices that I can assume are style choices, like the blocky reinforcement areas on the frame joints. Now, I know at least 2 of these aren't required on an alloy frame, but I kind of like the look. By the way, this frame is a 17-inch alloy frame. Aside from the head tube logo and Embark printed on the down tube, the bike's graphics are silver accents and CYCLEKids branding on the chain stays, and on the seat stays is information about the frame and Geotech geometry branding. For the drivetrain, the pedals and crank arms are exactly what I expect at this price point, and the chainring guard has a CYCLEKids logo integrated, and you can see that there is no front derailleur. This is a 1x with the 32-tooth chainring. The rear derailleur is a Shimano Acera, and that works the chain on a Shimano Mega Range 8-speed 11 to 34 tooth cassette. Rounding out the lightweight components is an aluminum seat post and a CYCLEKids branded saddle. The bike appears to be well made, and it's a looker, and it's a look that I like. And the ride, I like that too, because that Geotech geometry, I guess that's actually a thing, because the bike not only feels like it's planned out, but it's smooth, and it's also capable when it comes time to lean it in and start pushing it around. And at only 26 pounds, it's easy to get up to speed, even on small hills. And while I couldn't find any branding on the hubs, they are listed as ultralight with sealed bearings, and they roll smooth and free. Brake-wise, I've grown accustomed to hydraulics, but these Tektro mechanicals, they do an adequate job bringing the bike to a stop, even when that needs to be done fast. Speaking of fast, this isn't a speedster, but it is easy to spin up to about 22 to 23 miles per hour on flat ground. And 8 speeds, that's just enough for tackling small hills. And the Shimano Acera, that shifts through those 8 gears cleanly and efficiently. So for a neighborhood bike or casual rides, this will do well, but I couldn't help but start thinking about those small block 8 tires and wonder how this would do on gravel. In a word, pretty good. Okay, well that's 2 words, but still fitting, because even on gravel roads with coarse, thick gravel, this does quite well. And for guys like me that prefer traditional bars, I can have more fun with this. So far, the only limiting factor I've found for some full-on adventure fun is the saddle. I'm good for about 10 miles before I need a break. It's not bad, it's still a decent saddle, but just not a long haul saddle for me, but really very few are. Everything else about the Embark is just about right, and even this frame, it feels strong enough to meet all the urban or gravel needs that I could ever have. Whether on gravel or commuting to and from class, or just cutting through campus for a shortcut, maybe even cruising back alleys, all the way down to solo or family rides through the neighborhood, I think CycleKids built a good bike. Especially for their first adult bike. This is more capable than what I would expect when browsing a website called CycleKids. Admittedly, the CycleKids branding on an adult bike is probably not for everyone. I don't mind it personally, and from a family perspective, kids may like riding the same brand as their parents and vice versa. Hopefully they've done their marketing research, because the Embark, it's very similar to the Raleigh Redux 1, even spec-wise, component for component very similar, only it's $80 less. And if you're watching this channel, you probably enjoy saving a few bucks on your cycling, so maybe that's where the Embark can come in if you've been attracted to the Raleigh Redux. And that's a first look at the Embark from CycleKids. I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check it out. For now, let me know what you think. Comment below. Thanks for watching, and thanks to my patrons, like Phil C. There's a link in the description for my Patreon too, as well as my website and Twitter. Multiple ways to stay up to date and in touch. Thanks again, and have a great day.